You often feel or you listen someone that I'm not able to do that, or I haven't any ability to do that. I'm not so intelligent, I'm not handsome, or you may notice that I'm failure or I'm the winner because of my innate talents. These are the different signs of mindsets. Today we're going to talk about the book Mindsets written by Dwick. Dwick in her book precisely diagnosed people's mindset and categorized it into two different classes. Dwick is a psychology researcher at Stanford University. Most of her career research is based on the growth fixed mindset. Much of the research in this field bear her name. We're gonna summarize the book that we are able to gain a clear concept and idea in short time. Alright. In the first chapter, Dwick quickly outlined the major theme of the book. Fixed mindset. Fixed mindset people believe their qualities are set at birth and carved in stone. You're who you are and there isn't much you can do about it. Characteristics such as intelligence, personality, and creativity are fixed traits and you can't change them or develop them. Growth mindsets. A growth mindset comes from the belief you can cultivate your qualities through efforts. Yes, people differ greatly in aptitudes, talents, interests, or temperaments, but everyone can change and grow through application and experiences. Dwick also outlined the consequences of a mindset. The two different mindsets leads to very different experiences and developments in life. First, we're gonna summarize the consequences of a fixed mindset. When you have a fixed mindset, you often feel these traits that we are going to discussing. You will not grow much over time. People who believe their qualities are fixed will not grow much because of course there is nothing to develop. When you believe your qualities are fixed, you either have it or you don't. Many people with a fixed mindset believe indeed that high efforts equal low ability. Skilled people that think, use and rely on their innate skills and should not need to work hard at all. You will mostly be busy defending your ego. Fixed mindset people do work hard as well though. They work hard protecting their egos by avoiding challenges and boosting their self-esteem through validation seeking. Performing poorly mean you are bad. Performing well and receiving compliments mean you are great. Have you ever noticed people battling to be right? That's a hallmark of fixed mindset. People looking at how many likes their picture got on Facebook measure fixed mindset component. Consequences of a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset are the complete opposite. Major growth over time is opposed to a fixed mindset. A growth mindset makes you concerned with improving, which leads to a major growth in development over time. Anti-fragile ego in the growth mindset. Failure can of course be a painful experience, but failure does not define you. Failure is a problem to be faced. Learn from and overcome, which makes you more anti-fragile. You become greater, more determined. The passion for stretching yourself and sticking to it even when it's not going well is the hallmark of the growth mindset. Indeed, the growth mindset allows people to love what they are doing and continue doing so in the face of difficulties and struggles. You become more outcome independent. While the fixed mindset is all about the outcome, because if you fail, you're a failure, the growth mindset allows people to value what they are doing regardless of the outcome. Major growth over time is opposed to a fixed mindset. A growth mindset makes you concerned with improving, which leads to a major growth in development over time. Anti-fragile ego in the growth mindset. Failure can of course be a painful experience, but failure does not define you. Failure is a problem to be faced. Learn from and overcome, which makes you more anti-fragile. You become greater, more determined. The passion for stretching yourself and sticking to it even when it's not going well is the hallmark of the growth mindset. Indeed, the growth mindset allows people to love what they are doing and continue doing so in the face of difficulties and struggles. You become more outcome independent. While the fixed mindset is all about the outcome, because if you fail, you're a failure, the growth mindset allows people to value what they are doing regardless of the outcome. Dwick also discussed the truth about ability and accomplishment. Carol Dweck says that fixed mindset people tend to become scared after failure because they interpret failure as a lack of ability, and since they don't think they can grow and scale, they will avoid trying again in the future. A growth mindset person instead is both more open to new challenges and more open to trying again and again after failure. They enjoy testing themselves and going beyond their limits, and consequently end up growing their skills and talents. The author, being a scholar herself, discussed how the different mindset also affect people in school and in their studies. People with a fixed mindset tend to study with the test in mind. They simply want to do good in the test. People with a growth mindset instead study with a life in mind. They want to learn and take the skills that will make them successful outside of school. In chapter 4 of Mindset, Carol Dweck goes right about sports and the mindset of a champion. I believe one of the keys of this chapter is that many people look at the top athletes and think they are extremely talented and were born with and gifted with great genes and skills. Carol Dweck instead said that the truth most of the time is that at very least that the talent was backed by a huge amount of work. And many times top athletes didn't even show great talents when they were younger. In this book, Dweck also providing some very interesting examples of some top athletes who failed to reach their full potential because of fixed mindsets. Pedro Martinez and John McEnroe. Growth mindset athletes instead were able to see failure as allowed them to get closer to their full potential and to bounce back from major losses and setbacks in their careers. Relationships, mindsets, and love. Relationships are another extremely interesting realm to explore how to different mindset leads to very different experiences. Carol Dweck reminds us that fixed mindset people perceive rejection as a reflection of their flawed personality. It's a very painful rejection that hurts them at the core of who they are, so they can lash out when rejected and can sometimes plot revenges. People with a growth mindset instead are more able to detach themselves from the ebb and flows of relationships and use them as a feedback mechanism to actually improve that relationship, and when rejected they're more able to move on. Where mindsets come from. Carol Dweck says that teachers have a strong influence in shaping whether or not we will grow with a fixed or growth mindset. For example, teachers who compliment students for being smart reinforce a fixed mindset, and teachers who reward students for doing well because they work hard help instill a growth mindset. Also, telling pupils they are very fast learner can nudge towards a fixed mindset, is when in other fields they might justify not learning fast enough, in other fields with the idea they are not talented enough.